so much.
Aw.
That was so sweet.
She's got her hands full.
I do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come up, Hannah. Girl, I know Steffi too. When we were on the phone with you yesterday, it was they did hang up on you. I forgot about that. Come up, Hannah. Steffi too. When we were on the phone with you yesterday, they got into a fight.
I think what I love about Alabama the most, though, is that she's so unfazed by it all.
I
It's like
am.
complete and utter chaos 24/7 at her house, and she doesn't change her tone. She's never raising her voice at her kids. It's just like, this is my house.
It is
That's
what it
awesome.
is. I can't stand when parents scream at their children. Like, I really just don't like it. Like, it doesn't, they're kids and they're going to be kids and they're going to do the darndest things. But I don't know. I just don't like it. Like,
Exactly. I've always just been even toned, even with my son.
thank you so much, Dora. Did a local protest get set up? Does anybody know if that's happened yet?
What?
A local protest. Have y'all set one of those up or are y'all going to?
I sent it to 857 and I haven't heard back from him, but
Have y'all set one of those up or are y'all going to?
I
I
mean,
think we should. I think that's a good idea.
I think so too.
Please tell me this protest is to get nanos.
And I haven't heard back from him, but I mean,
I think
I think so too.
Please test nanos out. Is that
To
what it
find
is?
that and to find Nancy, get people do like
There's
a
something.
protest / search.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the one thing that's been
Find Nancy, get
Oh, well, yeah, that's the one thing that's been mind-boggling this entire time. When you really think about it, so I can't wrap my head around the fact that they're just assuming she was, well, obviously they use kidnapped because she was taken out of her house, but they just think that she's at somebody else's house? Like, why have there been no searches?
girl, I know. Like, is that what they think? Because there hasn't
Like, there have been
been.
no searches. Like, you haven't looked anywhere other than going back to Nancy's and Annie's.
Yeah, there.
But then make it make sense that you traveled down to Rio Rico and then you were at these people's house last night. Didn't see you show up there before.
no.
And nothing has happened so far today, Dora. We're just trying to keep the coverage going until something does happen at this point. And I don't like. I think a protest is a good idea, but I also don't like the harassing the neighbors and shit when it comes to protesting. Like, I feel like that we have like it has to be peaceful and
Yep.
respectful to the community as well, because a lot of people, like another creator, they don't do that. Like, they don't care if they disrupt the whole neighborhood, and I don't think that is the right way to
I
go about
think
it.
the plan is to do it at the police station. Is that in a neighborhood?
Not that I am aware of.
Come up, Royalty.
I want to say the sheriff's is on a busy road. Because it's not too far from Nancy's, I believe.
Thank y'all for the follow. So, I do think that we do need to do a protest and get searchers searching, because at this point, follow. So, I do think you're searching, because at this point, like, she has to be somewhere. You know what I mean? If she's not in her house, she's not in none of these houses that they've swatted. Where the hell is she? Well, we need to be looking where we can look, where it's legal for you to go search and at least clear those areas.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. And I hate having to say this out loud, but there's a very real possibility, and as each day goes on, it becomes even more real, that something happened to her in that house and she didn't make it, and she could have been left somewhere. So why are they not out looking?
The first thing that should have happened, so we have what's called washes. And these washes can vary in width from anywhere between 50 feet wide to a few football fields wide. And what it's there for, it's almost like a big canal, but there's no water. So during monsoon season, that's where all the water flows into. And those need to be checked because there's brush in them. That's where your homeless likes to go. Those should have been done.
But they're not doing anything like that. They're
No,
not. All they've done was go back and forth between Annie's and Nancy's, and then they were out along the road looking for evidence. Like you have not seen actual searches in missing person like you normally do with a missing persons case. I don't understand it.
I
There's
agree.
something they are not letting us in on, and it's as the days continue to pass by and we see things like last night, I just have so many questions.
me too. That,
The days continue to pass by and
me too. That was absolutely stupid last night.
well, unless it ends up coming back to Midwest Pundit,
Yeah.
having that reliable source and being accurate, then it makes sense to me. But I mean, they would have to be keeping close tabs on that
So,
individual.
yeah, that individual, I don't know if it's mom, sister, whoever, but they have a marriage counseling service. But it's a woman's name and it's the same last name.
Nikki, what do you think about, like, I know I don't want to really go down this rabbit hole because I feel like that it's probably nothing. But have you looked into, like, the sheriff, like, what about that rabbit hole? You don't think this could be like some police department involvement or something, do y'all?
Uh, I mean, listen, I'll be honest, at this point, anything's possible. Nothing would surprise me. Nothing.
I
But
know.
that said, I don't right now, but I do think that the reason we keep coming up on these dead ends and it has been mishandled from day one is because, from what I've gathered, especially after Brian Enton's interview that he posted, I think it was like this morning, um, that sheriff has a huge ego. The biggest problem right now going on is that there is an ego issue and he does not want to relinquish control. He doesn't want to give it up to the feds. He wants to be the one, be the hero. And I think that that has completely gotten in the way of how this investigation has been handled. So I don't necessarily feel that there's some cover up in the way of how this investigation has been handled. So there's some cover up. I do think there's other shady behavior. And I think that he has screwed up this case. There's just some cover up. I think that he has screwed up this case. That's just my opinion, allegedly, supposedly, because he has his own feelings about the feds.
I feel
Because the feds.
I feel like he
He
wants
holds
his
a
aha
grudge.
moment.
Well, he also has a big grudge on them too because of the way things were handled like 10 years ago in a case involving his department.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's time to move on from that, and we need to find Nancy.
Especially in his position, that's not something he should hold a grudge with.
No, I agree. It's that's really dumb, actually, to be sheriff and to be acting this way. And see, I tried to give him the benefit of doubt because he did give so much information at the beginning, and I was like, and then everybody bitched about it and moaned and moaned and groaned, and then I was like, well, maybe that's why he ain't saying nothing now. But I just can't get on board with that anymore.
There needs to be a press conference. Pure and simple.
Oh, there won't be. He'll just keep doing his little one-on-one interviews just by himself, so
Yeah,
he
that's
can.
weird to me.
It
Well,
is
it's
weird.
not. It's not when you really sit back and think about it. If you start looking into
Look at his
the
behavior.
allegations against, and then
Hmm.
it's not when you really sit back and think looking into
Look at him.
Some of the rumor mill that circulated this week, even Brian Enton was the one that said it. He's like, it seems as though Midwest pundit said it,
Mm-hmm.
that they're not working together. They're not, the feds and him are not working together right now. And he's then he's then coming under fire 2 days ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday. So then
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, all the interviews in the world, just
Oh
him.
yeah.
I'm gonna talk to everybody.
Yeah, and he wasn't doing it for Nancy's sake. He was saving face. He was trying to.
Oh
It
yeah.
was all about him. I didn't do
Hmm.
this. I didn't do that. I did this. I did this, and and that right there is proof enough for me.
Exactly.
Did you guys hear already the interview that Brian did with the former, I don't know what he called him. I want to say like an under sheriff. He doesn't work for the sheriff's department anymore, but he was
I
like a
did.
Yeah, the deputy.
that was very telling.
Hmm. I didn't see that.
Oh, if you didn't see it, Bama, you should pull it up if you can.
Let me get my other device. I sure will.
Okay.
I would love
It's
to see what the inside of the house looked like.
Yeah. Yeah, let
Yeah.
me get my other device. You have to tell me what it is
I'll
again.
tell you what it is and where to go so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just that interview part.
Oh, just dropped something.
Well, happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Happy
Happy
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
Day. Schmoogie and Company. Are you asking me if I'm putting on the badge and vest, and that's very critical? That's awfully critical. Were you asking that of us? I mean, if I had one, I'd put it on, but I might
So
have
I
read
have a
that the wrong way
couple
too. So sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have a couple of questions. On this ransom note and the bitcoins and all this, is it the three-letter agency that pays that and not the family?
No, as far as I know, it would not be the three-letter agency that paid it.
Because that's what I heard, is they're the ones that pay it. That's why I'm asking.
No, it would be the family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
The three-letter agency will help them to the point of if it's a legitimate ransom, whatever. But yeah,
But ultimately, it's the decision of the family whether or not they want to pay it.
yep.
Well, the three letter would not. They don't tell
They
you
don't,
to
yeah,
pay
they don't
them.
recommend doing it.
No, they don't. If now a reward is different. They will
Right.
pay a reward, but they will not ever pay ransoms. They just don't do it because that is like paying a terrorist. We don't
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
the United States and the three-letter agency aren't in the business of negotiating, so to speak, in that aspect.
Yeah, I was just wondering because that's what I had heard. They're the ones that pay the ransom to throw the people off like it's fake money to catch the person.
Hmm.
Thank y'all.
But I don't know if that's true or not.
I think that's just in movies.
Yeah.
It could be.
Listen, the lines
It
are
could
getting
be.
blurred at this point. What's movie and what's not anymore?
Exactly.
True. 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 All right. Thanks, ladies. And I
Thank
enjoy
you.
watching you guys.
Oh, thanks, and happy
Thank you,
Valentine's Day to you
Yeah.
too.
Happy Valentine's.
Yeah, I
Nikki.
had a cousin that went missing.
Oh,
So I kind of
sorry.
know, but I'm learning now too about what's going on, what everybody does, and how they do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. I'm so sorry. I hope they were found.
Yeah, but
I'm
not in a
sorry.
good way.
I'm
Oh,
so
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I really am too. That's awful.
We'll keep
I
you in
have
our
the
prayers.
book on it.
You do? What's it called?
It is called Where the Bodies Are Buried.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
that
look into
sounds
it.
interesting. I'll look into it
Yeah.
too. I'll probably buy that. I love to read in the winter.
It
Can you
has
write it
my
in the
cousin.
chat for us?
Yeah, I can write it in the chat. It has my
Okay,
aunt's name in the introduction of it because it happened in Indiana.
JLR is talking to Annie's neighbor. He thinks they're weird. Somebody said, "Hey, Nikki, what am I supposed to be looking up?" I forget it.
Ranking the best.
All right, ladies, I'm going to drop down.
Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. I gotta go check out that book. Sorry, I'm starting a load of laundry, so it might be a little loud. Okay, so go to Brian Enton's YT. He
Okay. Yep.
posted it overnight, so early morning hours.
Okay, I'm on
Well,
there.
thanks, Heather. So whatever the latest one was, I believe, unless he posted another one, I don't think so. But you
13
can
hours ago.
yeah, that sounds about right. We'll go with that.
Sheriff's office is saying.
But go fast forward. Fast forward to where you see him do an interview with another gentleman.
Okay.
Probably like halfway through.
Okay, let's see.
What is your reaction to this new reporting that the sheriff withheld critical evidence from the FBI?
I have a one-word answer. That's outrageous. And it's outrageous for a number of reasons. The FBI is the entity that certifies those for-profit organizations of which the Sheriff's Department here has a contract with to analyze trace evidence. DNA, hair, for-profit organizations of which the Sheriff's Department here has a DNA, hair, anything. And to, in my opinion, to not include the FBI in that analysis is absolutely outrageous. But it's rooted in this sheriff's disdain for the FBI. And it's rooted in, back when I was a member of the organization and working, a investigation that erupted. Chris was not, the sheriff was not the focus of the investigation, but he was promised by the FBI that they would keep the FBI him apprised of the progress of the investigation of some of his subordinates. They didn't. And simply put, that angered him considerably. I think I can understand that, but that particular grudge was with individual personalities that worked for the FBI at the time, not the partners we have today. And, whatever evidence was gained over the course of personalities that worked for the FBI at the time, not the partners we had, was gained over the course of several 2 weeks, needed to be processed, all of it, in my opinion, by the FBI. And 2 weeks needed opinion by the FBI, and with their talent and with their expertise and with their capabilities. The Sheriff's Department doesn't have that. Classic example, and maybe I spoke to this earlier. That video that we saw in Nancy's immediate front entrance. I know that the Sheriff's Department kind of dismissed any opportunity to resurrect that video. But once the FBI got involved, unbeknownst to local law enforcement, dismissed any opportunity, it was resurrectable. And it was, now we all have, although he's masked up, we have a clear image of somebody at Nancy's front door in the time and date in question. The Sheriff's Department didn't know it was possible, but the FBI did. And that speaks to the technology that the FBI and the expertise that the FBI has. And local authorities, technology that the FBI and the expertise authorities, I don't recall too many times, even in my 40-plus year history, where we had a big case that wasn't turned over to and asked for specific help of the FBI. They have the capability.
Just go back for a second, and not in too much detail, but what is, you mentioned that there was this investigation that the FBI did into some of the sheriff's subordinates. What was that about?
Well, it was about an individual who was taking RICO dollars, which is the racketeering funds that are seized by law enforcement, and he was putting it where he could access it to pay for projects for the department. It was not put in anybody's pockets, and I cannot underscore that enough. People are going to immediately assume somebody was stealing money for their own benefit. That's not the case. And as I mentioned, the sheriff was not suspect in that case at all, but some of his subordinates were. Technically, by the RICO laws, if you launder money by taking it from one source and putting it in another, it is a violation of that law.
But he was not happy with the FBI during that time.
No, He wasn't happy.
And you were on the inside then?
Of course.
You were the undersheriff?
I was one of his senior administrators.
Okay. And did he say that he didn't like the FBI? I mean, what would he say?
Yes, on many occasions. To several of us, we would meet daily and discuss the issues, and he was very upset. And to several of us, we would meet and discuss the issues, and that's because they just didn't keep him apprised of the progress. They kept it close to the chest. He was uncertain whether he was suspect. All of these things. Well, when you're the boss of 2,000 people and some of your subordinates are being investigated for a crime, technically it is, he wanted to be made aware, and they didn't follow through with keeping him aware. I believe that is the foundation for his disdain of the FBI. But as I just said, those are different personalities back in 2016 when this happened.
Why do you think he is sending the evidence to Florida, to the private lab, instead of taking the FBI? Why do you think he is sending the evidence to Florida, taking the FBI reportedly up on their offer to send Quantico?
Territoriality. This is his county.
Taking the FBI reportedly up on their offer.
Territoriality. And his ego's in charge. And that's the way I see it. And the reason he has not offered them this evidence makes no sense. And I have heard a number of people who are local as well as national speak the same thing. It makes no sense. And I have heard a local as well as national speak no sense. And I'm going to say that word again. It's outrageous behavior, perhaps just to make a point, perhaps just to say this is my area and I'm going to deal with it my way. And it's unfortunate because it compromises, perhaps just to make a point, perhaps just to say this is because it compromises the investigation. It provides further delays in getting critical information that needs to be put out there.
He is now saying that none of this reporting is true, that he has worked with the FBI, that he called them on Monday, the Monday right after Nancy went missing, and he's saying that he's been working in collaboration with the FBI and that they were aware that it made sense to send everything to Florida because some stuff had already been there and it all should just go there. And he's saying that this is all incorrect reporting.
I'd like to hear the FBI say that, because my sources, and again, I'm on the outside, and part of what I'm saying is conjecture, but it's experienced conjecture because I know the personalities and I know the history. And I haven't heard any official with the FBI say, that's okay, we knew about this. Let's delay the process longer and have a contract entity do the evidence instead of us doing it back in Quantico.
Have you seen the sheriff not tell the truth before?
When you use your camera on your phone, all you do is you have to go to each picture
add.
and take a picture of each one. Then
I wouldn't say not tell the truth. I think he's
each picture
add.
and take a picture of each one. Then
I think he's a good-willed, honest man, but he has the need to do. I think he has the need to do things his way. He can be very vindictive, and he holds a grudge. And I believe that might be his way. He can be very vindictive, and I believe that might be the real impetus for his decision to send it to Florida, send the evidence to Florida.
Let me talk to you a little bit about just the investigation in general.
His decision to send it to Florida, send the evidence to Florida.
Obviously, they released those surveillance photos from the front door. Do you think they're making progress? What's your sense? Do you think we're getting any closer?
Yes, absolutely. And the
front door. Progress, what's your sense? Do you think we're getting any?
And the screws are tightening on this guy's thumb. The perpetrator, the criminal, the guy who was there at the time at Nancy's front door, knows that video is out, knows he's got exposure. And I think he's taking steps to try and deal with this the best way possible. I only hope and pray that Nancy's still with us. And I only hope and pray this kind of pressure against this bad guy will cause him to take her somewhere, leave her, and then try to hide out somewhere else.
When I was out at Rio Rico, they arrested, or they detained that man Carlos to question him, and then he was let go just hours later.
Right.
Are you hearing anything about what was that a mistake?
Well, I wouldn't call it a mistake. I think they had valuable information that was credible, and they pursued it. And what transpired was they were able to determine through investigative processes this individual, there was not enough information to arrest him. But I'm certain the investigators got enough detail where they can go back and interact with this person, talk to him, interview him, get more detail as perhaps more evidence. The investigators got enough detail where they can go back detail as perhaps more evidence becomes available and pursue it further if they have to.
Have you heard anything about, because we heard that there may have been some issues between the FBI and the sheriff's office with that specific event?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. In terms of this, there's more ring video that's coming out. The sheriff's office says that they want any video within a 2-mile radius going all the way back to January 1st. First of all, let me ask you, what do you think that means? That they're going well before Nancy was missing all the way back to January 1st?
Well, that tells me that they have some reason to believe that somebody or some vehicle was in the area prior to Nancy's abduction. And they want specific video so that they can look at that as evidence. That's clear to me. So we shall see how that turns out. I think as we're standing here speaking, there's another video that's coming out and may be released very shortly. And that's very, very telling. And I don't know if your viewers have seen it, but when I'm standing here speaking, there's another video that's coming out and may be released. That's very, very telling. And I don't know if your viewers have seen it, but when I looked at it, I went, oh my gosh, that matches somewhat the description of who we're looking for. How it's related to this case, I don't know. But I think that will become at it. I went, oh my gosh, that matches somewhat the description. But I think that will become clear very quickly, and the person is identifiable, and that will become clear. But I think that will become clear who that person is.
Do you think, though, that whoever did this to Nancy was just prowling around, trying other places? Because, everyone, not everyone, but a lot of the experts I've talked to feel like this was a targeted event against Nancy, maybe because of Savannah Guthrie, maybe because of some other connection. Like, everyone, not everyone, maybe because of Savannah Guthrie, maybe because of some other connection. Like, is it really going to be someone who's just been trying to get into other houses around town?
I don't think it's that. I think it is a targeted event. I think this person intended to do what he did the night that he did it.
Avoid using these boring phrases.
Oh,
that's all
stop
right.
YouTube with the damn
That's interesting.
ad.
Some of the requests for other videos and dates prior suggest this guy might have been surveilling that part of her neighborhood. But why would you enter if this was just a suggest this guy might have been surveilling neighborhood? But why would you enter if this was just a burglary? Go inside, encounter her, obviously, and then not just leave her there. Why would he be afraid of being identified? He was so masked up, none of us could really, you could get a mustache out of it and get some eyebrows out of it, but not much. And it's highly unlikely that Nancy would have been able to identify this person. And why take her unless that was your original intent?
Last time I spoke to you earlier in the week, and this was before the new surveillance video, the images came out from her front door, you said that you believed, your gut told you that Nancy was still alive. How do you feel now?
My gut still says she's alive. But, as we go by more and more time and there's no evidence of life with Nancy, it becomes more and more concerning and heavy in this case. And time is of the essence in this regard. One possible scenario is, and it's horrific to think this way, but perhaps he took her and she succumbed because of age and lack of medicine. We don't know that. And now he's got a problem.
That the intent wasn't to kill her, but that she passed away.
I think this was still a kidnapping, and I think his motive was money. That's my opinion.
One thing I keep getting asked is like, what do people in Tucson think? How are people feeling? What's the mood on the ground? I mean, you've lived here pretty much your whole adult life, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know a lot of people. I mean, what is the mood? How would you describe it?
Actually, the mood is supportive of the Guthrie family. And as I've mentioned to you, this is a hometown gal who did well, Savannah. And so there's a huge outpouring of support for her. But just the same, a lot of folks are taking a step back and watching the antics and the interaction between the local law enforcement agency, who has had a proud tradition of being progressive and professional, fight with their federal partners. And it's nothing but territoriality and somebody holding a grudge, in my opinion. And the public sees it. And the public is, in my opinion, seeing what I hear from my associates still there. They're demanding that this be resolved. And the guy who can resolve it is the sheriff of Pima County, if he chooses to.
Why do you think we haven't seen the sheriff? Because he was...
That this be resolved. And the guy who can resolve it is the sheriff of Pima County.
I think we haven't seen the sheriff because he was doing so many interviews initially. And then every day I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a press briefing. And
I honestly don't know.
Doing so many interviews initially, going to be a press briefing. And
I can only guess. I would say something off the record.
Do you think it's because the FBI told him to just quiet down? Or would he even care if they said that?
I think he's gotten some heat for insisting on being in the limelight. Here's an example. Why would an administrator of a large police department get involved in deciding where a bit of evidence was taken? Why? Because the sheriff of this county is a micromanager and insists on being involved in. Why? Because the sheriff of this and insists on being involved in everything. And he wants to make the decision. Most of his staff have the ability, but not the autonomy, to decide where those gloves should be analyzed. And if I were still there, and if I were given the authority, but not the autonomy, to decide where those gloves, and if I were still there, I'm sure he wouldn't allow that. I would have given it to the FBI immediately. But that's not what has happened. And now if I were given the authority, I would have given it to the FBI immediately, perhaps political and personal reasons for it.
As always, I really appreciate Rick and everyone I met here for speaking.
This happened. And there are perhaps political and personal reasons.
Rick and everyone I met here for speaking with me. And,
That's it, Bama.
there's obviously a lot of moving parts, right?
What do y'all think? Wow.
I mean, I believe him, and I think it explains a lot.
Me, and, parts, right?
What do y'all think? Yeah, I agree, girl.
I think that he truly has a grudge still, a 10-year grudge for whatever reason, and has not necessarily been forthcoming with working with the feds. And therefore, when you have whatever reason and has not necessarily been forthcoming, that presence arrive. And we saw what we saw last week, them doing their own investigation at Nancy's house, collecting their own evidence, processing the scene. I mean, from what we're seeing, it is two parallel investigations that are own evidence, processing the scene. It is two parallel going on at the same time, but separately and not in sync.
Thank you, April. I agree. They are absolutely going on separately. I do agree. And it is worrisome. Like, I do agree with him. It doesn't make any sense. It's got to be over ego. Like,
Yeah.
get your pennies out of your ass and work with the FBI. They have more resources than what the small sheriff department does.
Oh, thanks, Leopard.
Like,
Yeah.
get your pennies out of yeah. They have more resources than what.
Oh, thanks, Leopard.
And in my opinion, we're going backwards if we're both having to collect the same evidence 2 different times when we could be working together one working on this, one working on that. It just seems weird. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, and what was very telling is when you think of all the interviews that he did yesterday, I mean, all he was doing too much, like too much. I was actually, quite frankly, I was surprised to see him already giving statements this morning. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to give any statements, but it's like Brian Enton's getting a statement, Matt Finn's getting a statement. You've got all these different reports. Mary Coleman, he wanted to, make a statement to all of the news outlets and the reporters that have been covering this from day one so that he could get out his own words about the events that happened last night first. And that makes me feel a certain way. First. And that makes me feel a certain way. And then you think about the fact that with all the interviews yesterday, he kept trying to spin this narrative that no, we're working together. And then you think about the fact that with all the interviews yesterday together, but in the same conversation, he would make a statement like, well, the feds are just in charge of the ransom note. We let them have that. We gave them that. I'm sorry, I've seen otherwise. Because if that's all they came in for, why are they at Nancy's? Why are they at Annie's? They're canvassing the roadway. They're grabbing the cameras off of Nancy's house. They found the glove. Like, make that make sense. But the only thing he is admittedly, they found the glove. But the only thing he has spoken about is that, oh, yeah, that part of this, the ransom note, we gave that to the feds. That's their job.
I don't know. That ransom note just doesn't make sense to me. And I also agree with him when he says, what would be the reason to going into the house and kidnapping her? Like, if she wasn't alive, you would have thought, like, I just don't see, I don't know, because I have mixed emotions about it. Because I don't see them taking out an 84-year-old, literally dead weight body for no reason. Like, if she was unalive there, you would have thought they would have just left her. Because who's going to be a year old, literally dead weight body for no reason? Like, it just left her. Because who's going to be riding around with that in their car? First off, like, that's very dangerous for anybody and very stupid. But then the next thing is that, like, I don't know, like, why would you do this to begin with? You know what I mean? Like,
I
what's
feel
the
like if she
reason?
wasn't alive at the house, they would have just robbed her and left. Because at that point, who's going to say anything?
Was there any note left behind in the house? Has anyone
Not that I
heard the
know of.
911
That's what
call?
I've been asking, but I haven't heard anything about it.
Behind in the house? Has
Not
anyone
that I
heard the
know of.
911
That's
call? Has anyone heard the 911 call?
No, I haven't. I've
I've
heard the
only heard the
dispatch.
dispatch.
I don't think
Has anyone?
Or the dispatch.
I don't think they're going to release the call until the investigation's over because they're going to use the excuse that it's still an open investigation.
Yeah.
I just find it hard to believe that somebody would kidnap.
Excuse that it's still an open investigation.
Yeah.
That somebody would kidnap someone and not leave some kind of a note or communication in the house, because usually that moves very quickly. Like they want to make contact, get their money, and be out of there as quickly as possible. So that's an issue of confusion for me.
See, that's why I think the ransom was an afterthought. I
do
think
too.
something went wrong and that's what happened.
I wonder if there's any way with the pacemaker technology. So let's say she's sleeping in bed. Somebody comes in, her heart rate would go up. And is there a difference between the supposition is all, say she's sleeping in bed, somebody comes in, her heart rate would go between the supposition has always been that when she left the house, that's when the pacemaker disconnected. Well, would it be different if somebody had harmed her while she was still in the house? If it was going to disconnect because she had passed, would that look different than her just driving away from her phone?
It should, I would imagine. I would think that it would have said something like on, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, and no, she hasn't paid the ransom for the ones in the chat asking. She hasn't. You, I don't know if they would know about the pacemaker unless they had took like the ones in the chat asking. She hasn't pacemaker unless they had took like it would have to be took out and like put on a machine or something.
So
For
a
me to know, wouldn't
pacemaker,
it?
you cannot just shut it off. It has to use a
It would have to be took out something
so
for
a
me to know, wouldn't
pacemaker,
it?
you cannot just shut it off. It has to use a very strong magnet to stop it.
And they wouldn't know if it was cut off unless they had it there to like, you know what I mean? Like they wouldn't know unless they had it. The police department, like they can't like look and see if it's still working or not. I wish they could. That would be cool because then they would know for sure if she was alive or not.
Exactly.
If she had passed away in the house, would the pacemaker still work?
Yes, for a time after, yeah.
So the pacemaker is not something that's going to restart a heart. It is used to keep it in rhythm. So if the heart stops, there's nothing that needs to keep a rhythm, if that makes sense.
That does. Thank you.
Heart stops, there's nothing that
Yeah, and it would show that there was no heart. Like that's how they know that there was an upbeat in her heart rate that night.
Unless she has the type that has the defibrillator. How do
the
you say it?
defibrillator, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we type that has, yeah. And we don't know what type she even had.
I have a video. Someone posted in the chat to look at True Crime Mama. And if you guys want to see it, I can play it.
Yeah, she's great. I've been following her with this case as well.
It's a bunch of Ring camera footage. Ignore my toddler, I'm sorry.
You're a good girl.
It's a bunch of Ring.
You're a good girl.
Yeah, you're good. We got kids too. You're fine.
Yeah.
The second I hop on a panel, he's like, I'm gonna talk and mumble and all this stuff.
You're a good girl.
Yeah, you're good. We got kids.
On a panel, he's like, I'm gonna talk and mumble and all this stuff.
It always happens like that. It's like they know, you know?
Oh, the second he only hangs up on my dad. Talk and mumble and all this stuff.
It's like they know, you know?
And I'm like, you love your papa.
So what are we gonna listen to? Because I don't have my device in here.
So it's a video. It's just Ring footage of multiple late night.
So I don't have my device in here.
So it's a video. Multiple late night trespassing incidents near Nancy Guthrie's home.
Do you have it?
I do have it.
Okay, good. Play. Go for us, girl.
Passing incidents near it.
Okay, good. Play. Go for us, girl.
Do I have it? No, I don't have it. I'm just telling y'all that about it.
Okay, Hannah.
Okay. Ready? Oh, Theodore's gonna try to delete himself right now, you guys. Oh, Theodore's gonna try to delete himself right now, you guys.
Okay, pause it and go save him.
Oh, he's fine. We got like 15 seconds left of this video.
Oh,
Theodore's gonna try to delete himself right now, you guys. Oh, shoot. Widow, is this normal to have like people doing this?
Yeah. Once I got onto the Ring Neighbors, I mean, I went back 3 months and I mean, it's just constant.
That's friggin' scary as hell.
That's so scary.
Yeah, I had no clue until I downloaded the app.
Hey, Kathy, do you know you're in a box up here? Scary as hell.
That's so scary.
The app.
Hey, Kathy, do you know you're in a box up here? Kathy, Kathy.
She might not know she's muted. I muted her. It was really bad.
Oh, Kathy, you're muted, girl.
Kathy,
She might not know she's muted. I muted her.
Kathy,
Okay, I'm gonna.
Kathy going once, Kathy going twice. All right, I'm going to
I got
drop you
it.
down, but if you want to come back up, just let us know in the chat.
Yeah, because I know sometimes people be doing that on accident. So I don't know. That is wild. I do not like that people are just walking around houses trying to break into cars. I do not like that people are just walking around and shit. Mm-mm.
So think about it. I mean, is anybody from that? Like, I know, Widow, you're not far from there.
Houses trying to break into cars and shit. Mm-mm.
So you're not far from there. I don't know where Andy's at, but like, isn't that unsettling that on top of all this nighttime activity on the doorbell cameras, people trying to do whatever, along with what, happened to Nancy, them taking her out of her house, we've also got the SWAT teams just showing up and rolling in and along with what, happened to Nancy. We've also got the SWAT team removing you, detaining you, doing whatever they need with a search warrant. I'd be unsettled right now.
Girl, I agree. We got
Just showing up and rolling in and doing whatever they need with a search warrant.
Girl, I agree. We got people kidnapping 84-year-old women. We got the SWAT coming in and breaking up homes, destroying homes. Girl, I agree. We got people robbing we got the SWAT coming in and literally ruining people's lives because anybody that SWAT team's broke in on, you know that they're going to be all of a sudden everybody's going to be talking about it. Well, what if up homes, destroying homes? Anybody that SWAT team's broke in on, they are involved in and blah blah blah. If we know their names, like you know how that shit happens. And then we have people breaking into cars, trying to break into are involved in breaking into cars, trying to break into people's back of their houses, their gates. Like, bruh, I would never live there. I love y'all, whoever does. I'd be fucking selling my house and
Stephanie,
moving.
Stephanie in the chat just said, I had my entire car stolen in Tucson and the police did nothing about it.
Yeah.
What is going on there?
So they steal
That's
whole cars
crazy.
and whole people.
That's
So
wild.
when I did my research 3 years ago before I moved here, I did research for like 6 months, and I found that the Northwest area, where Nancy lives, she's on kind of that border of the South Side. Where Nancy South Side, and the South Side's really rough, really, really rough. And so I just think that the area that she lives in, and even where Annie lives in, it's not the greatest, and the houses are really expensive.
Lindsay Lou said she's in Texas and her police officer brother had his actual police car stolen. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all, people be wilding out these days.
Hey, Sister, I don't know if you've seen it earlier, but I asked you if you heard from our Heather today.
I have. I talk to her every day. She's good.
I just want to make sure.
Do we know the names of the detainees from last night? If not, why? I don't know. But if they're not, see, I'm kind of like on the board of like if they were released, I don't really think their names should be put out there because that is like
No,
reputation ruining.
I agree. And that's why I didn't want to show the picture earlier. I just directed everybody, if you want to go look at who allegedly, supposedly could have been the Range Rover guy, if you know, you know. I suggest you can look over on Midwest Pundit. You can find him on FB, and it's in the chat. Um, so, yeah, I mean, at this point, we don't know. We don't know if Carlos is still possibly involved. We don't know if the people from last night are still possibly involved, but they just don't have enough to make any arrests or keep somebody in custody. But in the off chance that they just had like two big misses with these searches and detainments, then yeah, I don't want to risk anything by putting somebody's face up on the screen or blasting their name out there.
No, because their like their life as they know it pretty much is not never going to be the same. And that's why I fully stand against that. Like, I don't think that that is acceptable. If they're involved, then they need to be took to jail. I agree. And we all should know exactly who they are. But until there's proof that they're involved, I just don't feel like that they need to be took to jail. I agree. And involved, I just don't feel like that we need to be doing that. So I won't condone that on my channel because I know how people run with stuff and I know how conspiracy gets started. And I just that we need to be doing that. So channel because I know how conspiracy gets started. And I just don't feel like that that is acceptable to do to somebody's family.
Yeah, I agree because
Don't feel like that that is acceptable to do.
this in social media land, I mean, you're going to have to find a company to scrub your name off of the internet.
And do you know how expensive that is? It's like $2,500 a month for a year.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
gosh, I don't know even know if I should say it. You know who used to do that, right? That was their job.
Girl, who? Tell me.
Savannah's husband.
Yep.
Really?
Hey, hey.
That's
Hmm.
crazy.
Why?
That was his
That is
job for the
wild.
Clinton administration.
oh, really?
Yeah,
That was
he
whose
was he
job?
was he was basically a scrubber.
Savannah's ex-husband.
No,
Oh,
current husband.
current
Oh,
husband, sorry.
wow.
Tell me if that ain't some wild shit right there.
Look it up. Look it up.
Listen, I thought that this might be a publicity stunt, to be quite honest.
I hope not. Like somebody earlier said that what if they're like doing all these swipes to like for a distraction so they can get the real perp. And I could okay, maybe I could get down with that, but swatting somebody's house is it just like a normal arrest? Like it's a lot. And I could okay, normal arrest. Like it's a lot. They literally don't come in and just move your shit around and look. They destroy your shit when they're in your house. Like kick your front door in type shit. I don't think that that's a distraction. And if
Oh
it
yeah,
is, it's
they'll break
highly illegal.
everything. They'll pull open every drawer in your house, tear everything out, and just leave it.
And tell you to deal with all the costs, the repercussions. So I don't think that that's what this is. And if it is, that is highly against the law. Like you can't be doing that for repercussions. So I don't think that is highly against the law. Trying to get a distraction somewhere else, like that's not legal. So if they are, they should absolutely be sued for it.
Well, and that's why. So this is where I'm at right now in this. What is it? It's 7 o'clock on the dot Eastern Standard Time. Right now, and this could change in an hour. I'm kind of leaning more towards what the Midwest Pundit put out about Range Rover guy possibly being guy that showed up, kind of leaning more towards about Range Rover guy to the front door in the ski mask and having some involvement, but not being the main person of interest that they need to pin down. And they just haven't gotten any DNA results back yet. So therefore would have to release him, but keeping close eyes on him.
I can get down with that too.
Yeah, but they could have gotten DNA from him before they done all that.
I agree.
Like they did Koberger.
Yep.
Just watch them.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Take their their garbage cans. Like they're not. I don't know. That I do
Unless
agree with Tammy on that too.
Unless they thought, I mean, because if we go back to what they said, their reasoning behind zeroing in on Carlos at the time that they did was that there's something that put him on their radar. Oh, I think it was because delivery truck
Deliveries.
driver, yeah,
Yeah.
deliveries constantly in her neighborhood and who knows what else. But they had a suspicion thinking he was trying to flee to Mexico. So that's why they they did what they did right then and there. So
Let me ask you
maybe it
this.
could be a situation where they thought like, oh, he's in his car, he's on the run. We tapped his phone, we heard a conversation, he's talking to this person, we got to go in. I don't know.
What
I'm
about
just
this?
playing devil's advocate,
Could they
trying
be
to think
okay?
at
Like,
all angles.
could they be doing this, Nikki? Okay, let's say that somebody in their family, right, is the person that they're looking at, and they went to one of the family members so that they could see what that other person's next move was. Is that legal?
Say that again. Sorry, I was
Okay.
responding to Lindsay Lou's comment because she said somebody in the FB group about Nancy said,
Oh
"Are there
yeah.
any Papa Rogers in here?"
Oh my God. I said, okay, like let's say, look, I'll use me and my sister for like, an example. Let's say I did something, but they didn't want to like come straight to me yet. They wanted to see what my next moves were going to be. So they went and raided my sister's house.
See, I don't see them doing that. I don't see them raiding. I see them taking your sister in for questioning, seeing if they can get more info.
I feel like
I don't see
raiding
them
is
going in and doing a raid on her house.
I
raiding is
wouldn't.
such an extreme thing to do.
I know.
Someone just said there's a Fox News alert on Nancy.
Oh,
Think
anybody
of
got
the
another
cost
device?
it costs them to do those raids. That's not cheap to go and do a raid.
Mm-mm.
You have to
No,
and
it's
as many
expensive.
officers, yes, that had to come in off shift and all that last night. Like, there's no telling how much that cost last night.
Well, and also the fact that they got a federal warrant. You have to have probable cause.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
there's some there. So, but now here,
Well, you
I
have to
don't know
have
who.
probable cause with any kind of warrant.
Right,
Yeah.
and to take the car, to download the cell phone, to raid the house. So there's something there,
But
and
think
they
about
can
how many cars they've taken. Are they just trying to collect cars now at this point?
Yeah.
Right?
probably. Nothing would surprise me anymore. I don't know.
Let's see how many cars we can get in our impound out here.
They're
Right.
trying to do a car show, clearly.
And another thing,
In alignment with the gem show.
I have
Yeah.
another problem too
Right.
because last night, whenever and I know that this is the truth that they are scrubbing stuff off the internet because I seen an article. Nerdy Addict even put it on his X account today, and it has been scrubbed. Like it was there. I seen the same exact one, and it was where the neighbor was saying somebody had been pew pewed, or they pew pewed their self. Right? It was like a self unaliving,
Yeah.
and it was connected to the Nancy Guthrie case. This morning, that article is gone. You can't find it anywhere. Then I seen Dolly last night, and I don't even really fuck with Dolly, but I'm telling you, that man legit seen something. He was not faking that. I'm telling y'all, there is something that is being lied to about that shit. Now they're all to a sudden today saying that it's not true. That was inaccurate. There are so many people that said the same exact thing, not just him. But now today they're saying it isn't true. So the neighbor must be lying about it. Dolly must be lying about it. Articles are lying about it. That's just not possible.
Wait,
So
is
we're
it
told
true that
that.
Dolly deleted that?
Yeah, because the person was on the screen, y'all. Yeah, he deleted
Yeah.
it. But you could see the person.
Oh.
He
But
deleted
I
it immediately. Like he ended his live. Okay, so I went in right after it happened. I mean, I wasn't in there when it happened, but he immediately went offline, deleted the video or privated it, whichever, because he wasn't for sure how much of that person's body was shown in his footage. So he immediately deleted or privated it and then came back on and was freaking out. Like he saw something.
Well, I
Yes,
had read that there was a hit and run possibly
yes,
right
I know.
there.
I read that too.
there was
Somebody said
two
that
of
this
them.
morning, but I just don't think that's what it was because, like, what is the chances of him telling us before any of this shit comes out that he's seen somebody with a pew pew to the head? The neighbors saying the person pew pewed themselves in the head, so it's did it their own self.
Well,
Then
but
all
the
the
neighbor could have heard it
article.
from Dolly's live,
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
you
I mean,
know.
maybe, but I don't think that's what it is. I'm
I'm not
pretty
saying there's
sure.
not something to it. Listen, I feel like we're all in some sort of social experiment at this point. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like Big Brother's watching us and seeing how we navigate this situation because it's wild.
I just don't think that that's what it was. I just can't get
Um,
down with that. I feel like that
that
we're being
might
lied
be
to.
a troll account that just said that, but they said TMZ just said that Nancy asked them to stop searching
What?
They had
in the
two
comment.
followers. It was a bot or a troll.
Oh,
It was
I
okay.
thought so.
100% a troll.
So I do know we've gotten alerts from the local press that we did have those 2 hit and runs last night, and both pedestrians were unalived.
Do you think that that would look like a pew pew to
Well,
the head?
it would no here. So I saw a clip that somebody had, you know, they clipped Dolly. Excuse me. They clipped Dolly and they posted it on here. And what I heard him say was seeing somebody on the side of the road. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, unless he went up and saw Pew Pew right next to him, I my gut says I'm kind of going more with the hit and run.
Yeah.
But he said that it was at that white van, and he
Well, it
was
could have
at the white.
been.
He was at the white van. So did the
Yeah.
white van hit somebody?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Holy shit! Is that what happened?
Yeah. They're looking for a white van.
Oh, we're hearing mixed
No, that
responses.
white
He said
van
he
was
saw
there
someone in a
forever.
vehicle.
Yeah, that was the white van they raided last night.
Oh, well, I don't know. They're looking for one is a black male, they said, and then the other one was a female that they're looking for. Because
But the
I
white
first,
so the white van was at Culver's, right?
yes,
And that's where I'm thinking like everything else that we saw after the fact. Okay, chat, bear with me here. Okay, so I think that people saw the activity right there at Culver's,
yeah,
saw
That's
a
the Range
suspicious
Rover.
white van, right? They're thinking, and maybe it's true that two things are the same at the same time with somebody being involved in a hit and run in that area. But everybody's focus is on white van, lots of police activity.
yeah,
What we've seen after the fact is that it was all about the Range Rover,
yeah,
The Range Rover
which was
was
also right there.
yeah, it was.
What we've seen after the fact is that so right there.
Yeah, it was. That the Range Rover was at the culverts. That's where that vehicle was. I don't think
Right.
the white van was at the same exact place though.
I could have sworn I saw
It's where that vehicle was.
I could have sworn I saw
I thought I
some
did.
video captured where it was the same place.
I thought the
Honestly, there's just so much going on with this case that it's hard to pinpoint exact what we're looking for, you know?
And we can't look at the articles now because they've scrubbed them, which makes me even wonder like why? Why what are we doing
Yeah,
with ourselves?
exactly. It's got me all over the place.
Like I don't know. I just don't. I feel like that when stuff like that starts being scrubbed, it makes me start questioning. Like they're also saying that Range Rover last night, there was nothing that they were trying to keep us from seeing. So then why have police officers holding up the thing where we can't see? Like shit like that don't make sense. If you don't want the media asking questions, don't do stupid shit to make us ask questions. If there's nothing to see, there's nothing to see. What are you hiding then? If you're, you know what I mean? That logically doesn't make sense in my head.
well,
Exactly.
and as many police departments that were involved last night, you had Sayurita.
Makes sense in my head.
Well, last night you had Sayurita, you had Marana, you had Tucson PD, you had Oro Valley there. I mean, what in the, you had Marana, you had Tucson PD. What in the world? That costs all of those departments also money. Because Sayurita's 35. That costs all of those 40 minutes away.
only thing I can think of with all this information is they're trying to deter like online investigators. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to like not let the online get the credit like they did for the Wexford case. You know what I'm saying? Whereas TT actually solved the case.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking too.
Saying, whereas
Yep. You got to, okay, send it to me, Sleepy.
So I just saw JLR's where he bought that backpack. He said that the backpacks were behind a glass where the Walmart person had to come and unlock the
Yes.
cabinet, the glass, for him to get it out.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
watched it.
look at all these cases where they have solved a case based on.
Yes, I watched it.
Look, based on having video footage of someone going and buying whatever from a store, from a Lowe's or whatever.
Yep.
Based on a store, from a Lowe's or whatever.
Yep.
Because my question was why it was in a locked case for $15 or whatever he said it was.
Okay, well, look. Now, this isn't even, like somebody else is even, I just got it. That white van was at Culvert's too, evidently. She is right about that. Look at this. Let me take this off. It says the white van is part of the traffic stop connected to the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. And if the rumors are true that the driver died of a pew to the head, possibly unalived himself, I really hope the SWAT investigators will still be able to find out what happened to Nancy. Shake my head. That is from last night.
Yeah, so that's the same thing that I saw where I realized it was right there at that parking lot, but then we didn't, and that's why this is just my opinion. I feel like there were rumors circulating about, and it could still be true, and they could be lying to us. We don't know.
Yeah.
And that's why this is just my opinion. I feel like, and it could still be true, and but in the off chance that this was just kind of the rumor mill circulating, and self-unaliving happening in the van, we didn't see. There were so many eyes right there in that Culver's parking lot, but we quickly learned that all of the attention was focused on the Range Rover, and they towed the Range Rover, and the guy from the Range Rover was cuffed and detained, and they did whatever they did with whatever was in the trunk. So I feel as though we would have other camera footage somewhere about, ME showing up for the white van.
Just advice. 3
About,
3
Nerdy Addict also posted this. It says, this was 2 hours ago. An alert went out over emergency radio traffic for a light blue. So posted this. It says, this was 2 hours ago. Radio traffic for a light blue Ford Eagle after police noticed someone from online media in the neighborhood where the SWAT was operating last night in connection with the Nancy Guthrie detainment. Listen what it says.
3 just advising. There's a online meeting.
Connection with the Nancy Guthrie detainment.
3 just advising. There's a online media circling through the neighborhood after listening to the scanner. One is in this light blue Ford Edge.
Wow.
What's
Who
that
drives?
about?
I
well,
don't
what did
know.
they want? What did they do wrong?
What is that? I have no idea. It's crazy.
Somebody go put in JLR's.
I
Well,
don't
what did they
know.
want? What did they do wrong?
What is that?
Chat. You driving a blue vehicle?
Right?
Making sure you stop at all reds?
someone called the
It's
cops on
crazy.
Dolly.
Oh, is it Dolly?
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
because
Maybe.
I think JLR's in a Rogue.
JLR definitely does not stop at all the traffic light. He rolls right on through those things.
He
He
does.
get
He
car
does.
sick just sitting in the back.
We've all
I
witnessed
know.
it.
All right. Look, I got
He
a
just
clip from Dolly last night, too. Let me see.
We found it. We found it.
We found it. Look at all the cops. They got the road taped off. They got the whole road taped off. Look at all the cops. Got it. The whole area's blocked off. All the whole road, both sides of the road, everything's blocked. Oh no, this has something. Is this an accident? Oh no, this may be an accident. I don't know. Why they got it all blocked like that if it's just a flat tire on a truck? They're doing something on the ground. Or did they pull them? I don't know what's happening. Something crazy. Hold on, guys. I'm creeping closer. Oh no. There's something bad right there. There's something bad right there. This ain't it. That ain't it. Oh Lord. Was there a traffic stop associated with it?
This was a traffic stop. I don't know. Did they hit somebody? Is that what's happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was one of those hit and runs.
I think that
Yep.
might be an accident. Hold on.
He's in Midtown. He's definitely in Midtown. That was where the hit and run was.
All right, hold on. Hello?
Alabama, Sarah Sue wants you to check your messages.
Okay.
Did he?
See, I didn't see that part. I just seen when he got back into the vehicle where he's like shaking, like he's got his phone in his hand and he's hysterical. And my mom called me and she was like, "We just seen something on Dolly's screen," and he's like in his live like right now, and he immediately ended. Did he
That's
go somewhere else
crazy.
after this? Does it chat? Did he go to another location after this, or is this the location where does he get back out?
I thought he went back to his hotel.
Okay, Sarah, I will. I will.
Hey,
You're losing service. I will.
hey,
You're losing service, Sarah.
I need to go to your car and look.
He wasn't shot bad. I know. Did he end this live and then start over and go somewhere else? Because like my mom said that like he got up and walked up to the vehicle. This
Well, in that video, I mean, I would take it as him walking up and going close enough to see something.
Yeah.
oh maybe I have
Because I
that
didn't
live.
see him on at all
So
after this.
Karma in the chat said that, no, that was it.
KJ
On at all
So
after this.
was it.
is saying text.
I was gonna say that, but then she went teacup, and I'm like, she saw it. But what if she didn't?
Well, she heard me.
I know. Good thing she's got you.
Sorry, I heard it. I went over there to go look at the text.
Okay.
Thanks for the follow, y'all. Let's go look at the text.
Okay.
Thanks. see what's going on over there because that's where all the information seems to be coming out of.
Well, and I'll be over there. Listen, I don't know the last time I really checked Tweety Bird. You got to say that, Bama. See, okay, you got to say Tweety Bird.
Tweety Bird.
Formerly known as.
Oh, do we really?
I think you do. I think they don't. You can get flags sometimes. They don't like it when you mention other apps.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Always
But
bitching.
I'll have that I'll have that pulled up constantly over the past 2 weeks, which is it's sad to think that like this is 2 weeks now, and I just keep pulling down and refreshing the feed, and I feel like most of the updates are coming there first.
I think there are certain creators that have the info before others for sure.
Oh, 100%. You can't convince me otherwise that Brian Enton didn't form some good relationships
Mm-hmm.
with the police department there, the sheriff's department, where he's getting an inside scoop because he was literally the only one that was
Yep.
in the right location last night.
Yep.
And he was smart enough to play his cards right, not let anybody on to where he was at, even while he was on News Nation
Yep.
giving live updates. At first he said, "Oh, we're about 30 minutes from Nancy's on News Nation
Yep.
giving live updates at his house."
Yep.
And then a few minutes later, you know what? It's so windy around here that we get
Really?
a little 30 minutes from Nancy's house.
Yep.
And then a few minutes windy around here that we get a
Really
little
2 miles.
confused. We're 2 miles.
And then he said that they taped off the perimeter and he was on 2 miles.
Confused. We're 2 miles.
And then he said the inside of the perimeter. And he said, I'm just sitting here like being quiet, keeping to myself. And then they eventually taped off the perimeter and he was on the inside of the perimeter. And then they eventually figured out that he was inside the perimeter and made it move.
Sarah Sue, can you hear me, hon? Dewey Girl asked for you to check your phone messages.
I'm not seeing anything new.
So you guys want to hear a totally different theory?
Girl, yeah, tell us. We're
Yeah, I mean,
interested.
any
Yeah,
theory could be
in the
plausible right
fridge.
now.
I don't know. It's in the fridge somewhere.
It's aliens.
Yes, the little thing.
No, just kidding. Okay, so I'm no, just kidding. Mod for Preston Myers, and this isn't going to be political, I promise. But do you all know who he is?
No. Who is
I mod for Preston Myers, and this isn't.
No. Who is it?
I don't think I do.
No.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
he works for Trump. Okay.
No. Who is
No.
Okay. Well, and anything that he puts out has to be approved by media, by his, and anything that by media, by his PR team before he puts it out, okay? And he put out last night that PR team before he puts it out. And he put out last night, people are complaining because, and he's very politically correct when he says anything. He doesn't say anything, people are complaining. He doesn't say anything to make anybody mad. And last night he said something about, people are mad that, this is getting so much attention when there's other people missing, which we've all said ourselves. But there's a bigger problem in America that the administration said ourselves. But there's administration is fighting right now, and it has to do with cartels. And they're right there at the southern border. And I kind of just let that sit, and I just kind of ignored it last night. But then when the Pima County Sheriff came out this morning, and they said that they made their statement about the fact that they were. I hear music really loud.
I think it's Sarah Sue. Honey.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh
mute you
gosh, I
for a
didn't even
minute.
know. I didn't
I
know
love
you were
that.
boss, Lord. Sorry.
And then what did they say this morning? Something about that they were, it was, and Brian Enton said it too, something about it was a federal search warrant that was served yesterday. And that kind of made my spidey senses go off that, okay, so this is not just local. And that takes a lot more to get than just a local judge to sign off on it. And then they said something about, I have it, I don't know, I don't have it right here on my phone, but I think this is a lot bigger than we ever imagined. And I think that these small little, what we think are like catch and release type things have more to do with a bigger situation that they're maybe getting info from these catch and release guys, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. I get what you're saying.
And then it
I get where you're
kind of
going.
ties it kind of ties into the whole, like you said, about her husband being related to the Clintons with his job. And I think we're going to see a much bigger situation pan out of this. And that's why last night the sheriff said that he was going to do a press conference. And then they also posted that they were waiting for clearance from the FBI on what they could say. And then all of a sudden it was, well, we're going to have a written statement. So I think that's why there's so much back and forth with everything. I have nothing to prove. So I much back and forth with everything. I have nothing to prove this. This is just what my thoughts are.
Like I said, I whatever. I hope that Nancy's found sooner rather than later. And obviously, I think we can all agree that we hope that she's still with us. It's getting hard to hold out on that hope for me personally, the longer that this goes on. But at the end of the day, whatever the outcome is with this case, I'm truly at the point where nothing will surprise me.
Me
I have
neither.
like my own gut feeling and things that I've kind of put more focus on and theorized as being more plausible than others, but anything's possible.
Yeah.
And did you hear that, like, originally it was, oh, she didn't have her medicine and she won't make it more than 3 days. Then it was, oh, well, maybe she had her medicine in a pocket of her sweater that she was wearing. And then there was a cardiologist that they interviewed and he said, well, she can make it 21 days without that medicine. And it's just like, there's just so much that, medicine. And it's just like much that, you know,
Well, I mean, yeah, the first day or the first 24 hours, that first presser, this is, well, I mean, yeah, the first presser, this is a crime scene. We brought in the homicide detectives. We think she was kidnapped, and then it was a few days later, we think she was kidnapped, and we think she's alive. Okay.
And he even said that on his interview last night and the sheriff was doing an interview while the SWAT was going down last night.
Yeah,
And
that's
he said, they
wow.
said, do you think that she's alive? And he said, oh, absolutely.
Well, why is there no more talk of the ransom?
Because I don't, and he said, oh, absolutely.
Is there no more talk of the ransom?
Because I don't think it was ever real to begin with.
I don't either.
But what about the money that TMZ, was it TMZ? Who was it that showed that there was actually money deposited in there?
Thank you, Nikki.
I think that was like a trial to see if it really was real and to see if anybody would be stupid enough to hit on it.
And then I really wonder about that other email that they got. I mean, I would have almost just
They've
paid
got 3 now, right? 3.
Yeah.
Yes, great. This is insane, y'all.
I almost would have
And
paid
why
the
is he
50,000
and
just to
Bob?
see.
Right?
Yeah. And why does TMZ keep getting it? Everybody said it was because they would expose it, but he's also listed in the files.
Yeah.
There's just so much more to this, I think. And unfortunately, poor Nancy's caught in the middle of it.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, I have been saying this since almost day one.
Me too. And I kept trying to put it out of my head because I didn't want to be one of those people, but I can't let go of it.
Like, I don't want to think this is political because I just feel like that if I go down that conspiracy, but I also have seen where there is some like somebody, there's a few people that has like kind of persuade me that it is a possibility at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen evidence that is compelling. I would say that.
Right. And the Clintons are due to testify the 26th and 27th of this month.
Yep.
And I hate to say, I'm not a political person.
Me neither.
I hate politics, to be honest with you. But I know there's a lot of people that live and die by it.
One Bitcoin dude, before he got paid, gave his info, and that's why they raided that house. Now he gone. Didn't they
No,
say
I
that
did
they were
not hear
wanting
that.
Didn't they say they were wanting the one Bitcoin so he could protect his family because the information he gave was like so dangerous or something? I don't know. I
Yeah,
believe in
he
a
said he
Dogecoin
wanted to
situation.
get paid because he was getting ignored because he said if he gave the information, he'd have to go into hiding.
Well, and then yesterday, what made it more believable to me was the next one, or he said, okay, give me the $50,000 in Bitcoin. I will not cash it. I'm going to give you the head person that is involved in this. Once that person is arrested, then I want another $50,000. So to
Oh,
me,
I didn't hear that.
yeah, it was on TMZ yesterday. Yeah.
The FBI raised their reward money to
Yep.
100,000, and so he said they're not taking him serious, and so he wants 50 now and 50 after the person is caught and arrested.
And that he'll give the main person up. To me, that's like, okay, there's many people, but he's going to give up. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
They
But
did, and
Harvey
he said
wouldn't
he
say
would.
what it was.
Right.
He looked that day when he read this. I think that was the second one that they said they must have said something in that letter. Harvey's face, it was chilling. I think that was the second one that said something in that letter. It was chilling.
Wow. That is wild. I don't know. I don't believe in the ransom anymore, if I'm honest. I didn't really ever believe in it,
With the
actually.
way it fizzled
If
out,
it
no.
wasn't political, why are the sheriff and the FBI fighting? You would think, like, there's this guy on here, he's Pure Power 34. He's a previous detective. And like he said, everything that they test, every resource that they have comes out of the sheriff's budget.
Yep.
So everything that the FBI does, they do it on their own budget. So why would you not, and they have better quality everything. So why would you want to do it on your own budget with less quality stuff if you have the FBI going, hey, bud, we're here to help you out?
Because of ego, narcissism.
Right.
And I don't, like, that's bullshit. Like, people in office that are, like, a sheriff is appointed by the people. Y'all, I'm sorry if you're in that town, but y'all need to take heed on this. Like, if that
Yeah,
is not
because like
somebody
he
you want
said,
working for y'all, that's not protecting
Fed has
y'all.
their own planes and they would have it, or their own jets, and they would have it to Quantico and back probably in the same business day, not mailed into another lab.
Possibly. I mean, because her case isn't the only one that Quantico is testing.
Well, whenever the president of the United States says that you have all the resources, I think they get top priority.
Yeah. It's
Unless
just,
maybe the sheriff thinks that there's something politically connected and he,
yeah, it's
unless
just,
maybe politically connected and he wants to keep some separation, though he does present as a total narcissist, in my opinion.
yeah, that theory kind of makes sense. If this is political for one reason or another, maybe he wants to keep it in house. I don't know. It's just, I just wish we could find her one way or another.
It's just so weird, though. I mean, I saw an interview with Dr. Phil, which I know
One way or another.
Which I know that's funny anyway, but he was talking about that, 84-year-olds do not get kidnapped. Like, there's not even a statistic that measures that anywhere in our country because it just does not happen. And then there's no note in the house, at least that we know of. And I don't know. It just something seems very off to me about the whole situation. And I think that's why it's garnered so much attention, is because it's so weird. Off to me about the whole situation, so much attention, is because there's so many weird aspects, and that there are political connections. And, even in Savannah's line of work, I mean, some of the specials that she's done and some of the people that she's interviewed and then connected back. I don't know. I think it's very strange, but it did not seem to me like a professional. And if it was something that was related to politics, they would be way more professional. They would have cut lines to the house, not walked up to a Ring doorbell and used flowers to try to cover a camera. They wouldn't be wearing masks and jeans and tennis shoes. That's just not how they dress with backpacks. It just, something is very strange about the whole situation. And where is Nancy?
Yeah.
So going back to what you just said about like the flowers, I did hear the other day something that I was like, oh, that's a good way to look at it. That's a possibility. I think it might have been on Ashley Banfield's show. Um, how, because of the gloves that he was wearing, would have maybe not given him a good grip trying to take that camera off the door. And maybe he needed something, I don't know, more thick with possibly like prongs off of it to get a grip. Because it was weird. We even zoomed in at one point and there's some of the leaves stuck behind the plate that holds the camera.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's either trying to cover it, but then he already went up there and had no issues showing his face right in front of it. Like there was no urgency. That's why I'm still under the impression that I don't think he was the main guy. I
Yeah.
think that he got a call or he was always a part of the original plan, but his job was to remove that camera. He doesn't go up and fiddle with the knob. He doesn't try to get it. He doesn't try to hide his face entirely. He doesn't try to hide his face at all, really. I mean, I think that he knew that his job was to take that camera off.
Yep.
I agree. I do agree with that.
Well,
I
plus we've
think,
not heard anywhere where they gained access. A back
Yeah.
door, a back window, through the garage. Like, we don't hear any of that.
I think they gained access. You know that blue door on the back?
Yeah.
To me, that looks pretty easy to probably get into.
Y'all, we're at 117,000 likes. Like, that is amazing. Thank y'all so much. And thank y'all for all the follows. I really appreciate it. And the family had a key, somebody said. I do agree. I do wonder if there is proof of something being stolen from that house besides just Nancy. And I want to know if there is proof of somebody actually breaking into that house. Because if not, I have so many questions.
Well, and my other question is okay, we saw the 3-letter agency come back the other morning and do the white tent. So makes me want to believe there's something right there in that entryway that they don't want us to see.
I
Well,
agree.
I think it was confirmed that they were doing measurements.
Oh,
So there
okay.
we saw images of
For
the height
measurements.
chart. Yeah, so they were doing measurements. They had that piece of technology there. I think they were replaying footage and they just didn't want a height
Measurements.
chart. Yeah, so they were doing measurements. They had that piece of replaying footage and they just didn't want any eyes on it. And they had to
Oh,
be right there
Were
in that doorway in order to get the exact estimate of the height because it was just a few hours later that they came out and said suspect is between 5'9", 5'10".
Didn't
yeah.
they
Yeah, I
take the
heard they bought the
housing?
exact same nest or something to do it as well.
Didn't they take the housing of the nest
Yes,
camera as well?
yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
Well, I can tell you if they get any DNA that's not Nancy's off that front porch, a defense attorney would have a field day with it because of the fact that they didn't keep that crime scene locked down.
It's just like, I think it was Allie, wasn't it? She said it was a defense dream, this
A hun-
case would
I
be.
agree. I do agree with that.
100%.
I mean,
Like,
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't
can you
close the crime
imagine?
scene?
Can you imagine a trial, you guys? Chat, listen. It just picture it. Picture whoever's involved with this, hopefully being charged and having a trial, tried, and then you have their defense attorney get up and say, well, just because my client's DNA is here, why does that mean he did it? The pizza delivery guy's DNA is here. The pool cleaner, Brian Enton's DNA is here. Why does that mean he did it? The pizza cleaner, Brian Enton. We got this, but it's like they can point the finger in so many directions.
Yeah.
Because I
Who?
remember Nerdy Addict was, I think, cleaner. Brian Enton. Point the finger in so many directions. Because I
Who?
remember Nerdy Addict was, I think it was him. I could be wrong, don't quote me. But I think he was one of the first people he was making a joke and it was funny. Sometimes you need those little lighthearted posts every once in a while, but said, a shoe print has come back and it's been confirmed that it belongs to Brian Enton.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
going to say that.
yeah, that was funny.
Okay, chat. Y'all all put a one in the chat if y'all still think this is family. Like, if this is somebody in the family.
Guys, did you see that in the comments, Fox?
Okay, chat. If y'all all family. Like,
Did you see that in the comments? Fox posted on X that the person detained from the Range Rover was their person of interest. I did not see that. Can we confirm that?
I can confirm that it was like an hour ago on X, but they have released them
Yeah, I think they're waiting for probably, and that's why I also still like keep going back to Midwest.
on X, but they have released.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for, I also still like keep going back to Midwest Pundit's post where I think that he was a person of interest. I think that he possibly, Range Rover guy is the guy that showed up with the mask. But I don't think that they have enough to charge him with anything right now. And I don't think he's the main person they're going after. So they probably went to him first, brought him in, collected his DNA. They're doing further testing on that. And they probably questioned the hell out of him.
Yep. And okay, so also, the Range Rover guy has
Questioned the hell out of him.
also, he's quite the record, it looks like.
oh, I don't even know who the
What are
reference
the
is.
initials? Because I've seen a couple things floating around. Just give us the initials of what you're looking at.
Let me,
Oh, I don't even know who the
What are
reference
the
is.
initials? Because I've seen a couple things floating around.
let me, it was on that post that you told me about on Book Faces.
Yeah, they were
Someone
going
pulled,
back and forth with two different people, but it's ZJ. I haven't seen his record, but there is
okay.
another person that people are posting the record publicly. And then, who does have a record is the owner of the dealership where this ZJ works. Like, is the owner of the dealership where this, like,
Really?
we're talking, oh gosh, I don't even know how to say it. We're talking foreign mafia,
You're gonna have to
foreign.
message me.
Girl, you been keeping this secret? You better tell me too.
I don't know how to say that on TikTok, okay? Christy knows what I'm talking about. Christy, share it out in the chat, okay?
Yeah, you can put it in the chat.
Y'all start
Tammy
telling me.
knows.
Listen, my inbox is open for all the things. If y'all get some information like that, and y'all just let me know, even if it don't need to come out. Listen, my inbox is open for all the things. If y'all get some information, like, I want to know. I want to know all the things.
Oh,
Okay, y'all.
okay.
There's a poll up in the top left corner.
Even if it don't need to come out, I still want to know. I want to know all the things.
Top left corner. Vote yes or no.
I've heard of it.
There's a poll up in the top left corner.
I've heard of that place. And not so good things that I know of it.
Well, girl, you better start telling me. I don't. Yeah, secrets don't make friends. The chat's right. I don't like being left out of. Well, girl, you better start telling me. I don't. Yeah, secrets don't make friends. All these secrets.
Does it go along with the theory that I had? Like border stuff?
Nope.
Nope.
I saw a statement today that Donald Trump
Like
doesn't.
overseas, like where the Olympics
Mm-hmm.
are right now?
No, but you're getting
Overseas, like where the Olympics
closer.
overseas, like where like religious stuff happens?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
But
Okay,
there's
that's all my
wars.
guesses.
They want
Oh.
territory over there.
Okay, so listen to this. We had 70. We had 120 something people that voted,
Chat's
and
got it.
76.
Good work, chat.
Girl, there's like five
Decoding
different
my
things.
code.
120 something people that voted,
Chat's
and
got it.
70.
Good words.
Let me see. Is it
Yep.
Charlotte that has it right?
They got it.
There were a few. Helen's got it right. Charlotte's got it. Yep. So apparently, allegedly, supposedly, I've seen the snapshots of supposedly I've seen snapshots of the owner, that the person from the Range Rover works for that dealership, and what he's alleged to be a part of.
Yeah.
My jaw is on the ground right now.
Hey, does anybody know if Dora's live? Because we're gonna go over there and watch with her at 7. So if she's live, we will go ahead and hit there. I just don't know if she is or not because I'm live.
I thought Sarah Sue was doing it.
Oh, Sarah Sue's doing that at 7? No, she told
Yeah,
me Dora.
because
I think she messaged me and told me Dora.
did she get a hold of Dora?
Oh, Sarah Sue's doing that at 7?
Did she get a hold of Dora?
I might have forget. Let me go look.
I don't see Big Mama J live.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Dora's live
Did she get a hold of Dora?
I don't see Big Mama J live.
for Brian Enton's show at 7. Okay, so that is in Dora's at 7.
Their actual page.
I'm not sure. She didn't say that. She just said that we're gonna be going.
Page.
She just said that we're gonna be going in Dora's live for Brian Enton's show at 7 Central.
Okay.
She didn't give me all that information.
Okay.
I got a bunch of people over here wanting up. Mary, see, okay, listen, I'm going to do them one by one, and if y'all don't want up, I'll drop y'all. Okay, I don't guess that person wants up. Nope, she don't either. Well,
Bama,
this is
can
one
someone
person.
send you a photo? I just saw in the chat, Cheyenne.
Yeah, send me all the things. I have another device right here.
Crunchy Kitty, we don't know yet because she didn't say.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Christy Cox, let's see. Waiting for.
She didn't say.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Christy Cox. Let's see. Waiting for the guest to join. Nope, she didn't want to either. D.
So Sarah Sue said yes. I'm trying to read the chat.
Guest to join. Nope, she didn't want to.
So Sarah Sue said yes. I'm trying to read the chat. Sarah Sue said that she would go live if Dora wasn't able to when
Yeah.
Brian Enton's special airs I'm trying to read the chat. Sarah Sue wasn't able to airs in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get clarification. I think look out for Big Mama J or Dora to go live with it, and if not, then Sarah Sue will.
D. Do you know you're in the box?
Or to go live with it, and if not, then
D. Do you know you're in the going once? D.
Oh, no, I'm
thank
sorry.
you,
I didn't mean to
Jules.
press.
Okay, I'll drop you. It's
All right,
okay.
Jules confirmed that Dora did comment. We missed it.
Box.
Oh, no, I'm
Thank
sorry. I
you,
didn't mean to
Jules.
press.
And said that she would be on Big Mama J's page.
Okay. Let me see. I don't see her live.
Confirmed that Dora did comment. We missed it and said that she would be on Big Mama J's.
Let me see. I don't see her live. I was about to say if it's on Dora's, then I would. Well, never mind. I'm on my regular account. Dora, if you're in here, girl, you got to unblock me from my backup. You still haven't did that.
Girl, what'd you do? You got
Listen,
blocked?
girl, I didn't do anything. Love you, Chastity, but I throw you under the bus, girlfriend. Chastity be trying to get rid of those sexy live clips here,
Oh, the
nudes
one that
here.
kept coming in?
Yeah, and she like tapped my name one time on accident,
But then
and she
didn't go
got rid
back
of
to
me.
save you?
Or whatever.
I don't
She
think.
thought we was one of them.
She
No, she
left you
didn't.
without a life
Hi.
vest.
Yes,
But then
and she
didn't go
got rid
back
of
to
me.
save you without a life vest.
Yes, it was an accident. So I don't think she
Hi,
realized that she
everybody. I'm
clicked it.
Susie and Mila.
Hi,
Hello,
Susie.
Susie.
Nice to meet you guys all.
Nice to
You
meet you.
too.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
We're good. We're just
Girl,
talking about this case.
Yes.
my head hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. My head has been hurting since like my phone every 5 minutes is yes.
My head hurts.
My head has been hurting since like it's going off with new stuff. With being new to this panel, because I'm gonna go on to my other panel in like about 15 minutes. Does anybody on this panel think that the family is involved?
Mm. I don't know how to answer that. Maybe. I mean, I don't really know at this point. I believe anything's possible. How to answer that. I mean, I don't really know at this point.
I'm not ruling nothing out yet.
I'm not ruling anybody out. Like, I'm going to be with, like, the police. Everybody
Okay.
is suspect.
Okay. Do you guys think that she's still alive?
I hope so.
I
I
hope
pray,
so.
but I don't.
I don't believe she is, but I hope that she is. I don't really like speaking that into an existence, though, because it
Yeah.
makes me feel like if you say that,
I don't.
I don't believe she is, but I hope that she is. I don't really like that. Then it's kind of like
I'm
dooming the
not saying
person.
that. I'm just saying a question, like
Yeah.
your
No,
opinions. I'm not saying, oh, she's deceased. I'm just asking, like, what are your opinions?
my opinion is this probably not, but hopefully so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of feeling the
Yeah.
same way. I hope, and I'm every day there's, things that come out where I'm like, well, maybe, but
This way.
Yeah.
my gut says anyone that would do this, that would take an 84-year-old woman out of her house, um, it's just,
I
it's a
think that
risky situation. It's risky.
My
if
gut
she's still
says
alive, then that means that the family's involved.
yes,
I agree.
absolutely. And then, like, the FBI profiler did say the mannerisms, the whole family talking was off. And then he kind of said, did say the whole family talking. And then he kind of said, you know what? It's not really a kidnapping.
Yeah. Hey, Nana, do you know you're up here? Nana?
Yes, I know I'm up here.
Okay, making sure. I just didn't want you to like not know in your background be saying something because I know I have a
And
loud
my husband
background.
walked in here when I went live. I just wanted to add to it. About the Nest camera. Did y'all realize that Nest camera is battery operated and it does
Yes.
not disconnect
Yes.
until it is?
Yes.
Okay. Because it could have had the whole thing. That's why we got two separate times. I don't know if it is.
Yes.
Okay. Because it could have separate times. I don't know why the sheriff would have said 148 or whatever that
Mm-hmm.
it disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
whomever could have took that off way before why the sheriff would have said 140 that
Mm-hmm.
it disconnected. She ever got home.
Absolutely.
well, my I mean, well, like my camera is also like battery
They
operated.
took that off way before she ever got home.
Absolutely.
Well, battery operated, but it's solar powered. Like
Okay.
a lot of doorbell cameras are like that. Like they're solar powered nowadays. Not all, I'm sure, but mine is too.
Yeah, but just looking at the way that one's installed on there, that may be why he got the weed to pull it off, is because it might have been stuck. And, just a little bit of force could have helped him get slided off.
Okay. With the panel, everybody here, how do you guys feel about all these new today, all these new people that are being brought into for questioning and all that stuff? These new people that are being brought.
They're maybe involved or no information, and that's why they're being released, but they're not the main person.
Okay. And with that said, an FBI profiler went to the family and they said something's off there. And now they're doing their research, in the homes of all the family members. How many of y'all do you think that are the family is involved? Is my question.
I wouldn't necessarily say I think the family is involved. I think a family member could be involved.
Okay.
But
Anybody else on the panel?
I agree.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, anything's possible.
No.
I agree.
Yeah, anything's possible. I mean, I hope not, but, and I've said that from the very beginning, and I pray that it's not
Yeah, I've
I
said that
think
from
it's
the
anyone.
beginning, but then I'm starting to think like the FBI. I think
That it's not
yeah, I've
I
said that
think
from
it's
the FBI. I think like something like happened. You can correct me, you can hate me, whatever. I think something happened and it was a distraction and it just went way too far.
and
possibly.
in my gut I feel like she never came back home to start with.
In my gut, I think she's like in some like place because they mentioned medication, she doesn't have it and all this and that, and
But how do we know she don't have it? I mean,
we don't. But the thing is, like, they warrants on the houses.
But we are literally 60 miles to Nogales, Mexico, and all you have to do is walk across that bridge, and the first place across that bridge is a pharmacy. They could get whatever she needs, whoever has her.
I got a friend
Okay.
working at border.
With that said, that's a possibility. But with that said, why? With that said, that's a possibility. Why is this woman? Why did they kidnap her in the first place? What is the reason? Then and it's so broad.
At the
Like,
beginning, I was kind of thinking along the same lines that it was a family member, but now that it's gone on almost 2 weeks, I just highly, highly doubt it. Just for the fact being, that family member would have to have some kind of contact with whoever is holding her. That's just my point of view. And you know that the officers are watching, and you know the officer, the family, like a hawk.
Okay, Dora. Good.
Yes, and they did a search warrant through the houses.
Okay, I'm gonna watch you when I'm watching for you when you go hit the live, so I can send everybody over to make sure that you're there.
Yes, we're going over to Dora's
Yep.
live and
Okay, I'm gonna watch you when I'm watching and everybody over to make sure that you're there.
yeah, Big Mama J at 8 o'clock for the Brian Enton News Nation special. And he has been putting together all week a special episode, but he also teed it up for us earlier that he's got brand new information that has not been shared yet.
Yes, and
Mama,
I will be with Faith.
A special episode earlier that he's got brand new information.
Live on crime, because we're also covering this in about like 4 minutes.
Dora is live on Big Mama already.
Okay.
So if everybody wants to go ahead and head over there, I will meet y'all over there.
What is the handle, Big Mama?
Hey,
Yes.
over there.
Thanks, Alabama. Great live, girl. Thank you,
Yeah, you did
chat.
great.
Thank y'all.
Tried to keep up with y'all.
I'm gonna go
Thank
over
you for
there and get on
having
the
me.
I'm gonna go over there and get on the panel so that everybody, if y'all can't find her, y'all follow. Y'all be able to go to my live and it'll take y'all right to hers because I'll be on her panel just until y'all get over there.
All right, thank you for having me, honey.
You're welcome. Thanks y'all so much for coming to hang out with us.
No problem. Thank you.
Just until y'all get over there. You're welcome. Thanks y'all so much for coming to hang out.
No problem. Thank you.